Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to the 1804 show, chapter 2. I'm your host, Della Will, and this is episode 407. And before I start, hit like, comment, subscribe to the YouTube channel, the 1804 show, chapter 2. Now let's get it. So tonight, it's a special night because I will be talking about Snowfall. And a whole lot of people just been like ravening about the last episode. So one of my homeboys hit me up last night. It was like, hey man, you should give your thoughts because you're a smart guy, and I know that you seen it and stuff like that from your different perspectives. So how about you just talk about your thoughts? And I was like, yeah, I got you, man. Shout out to my homeboy Devin. So what I thought about it was the narcissist finally got his karma back. Cause pretty much Franklin was a narcissist, master manipulator, sociopath. Like in the beginning, when he started to sell drugs or whatever, he was smart enough to understand that I couldn't do this alone, and he needed help. He needed recruitment and stuff like that. He needed a whole team to take over the entire area. So his main mission was power, money, like everybody else, because everybody wants power. Like you don't enter in a life like that or that kind of life without wanting power, without wanting control, without wanting influence. So I would say like the biggest mistake that he made was recruiting his family, because we all know it's not good to work with family, because family is gonna be family, because family gonna try things more than people in the street. Because I learned a long time ago, strangers respect you before family. And because they was family and that they knew him, that they was able to get away with the things they got away with. So just with the, stealing and lying and pretty much, blocking him from making his product and blocking him from making his money. Because I feel like this. I feel like he got his karma back because all the bad things he done. Because I don't know why people have this misconception about, or this fascination about, kingpins, like they drug dealers, like they're doing their job is selling drugs and making millions of dollars, but off the expense of their own people and ruining their neighborhoods. Like we can talk about it now because we're in 2023, but back in them days, like the crack era was pretty much was like a holocaust. It was so bad to the point that you had mothers selling their babies and living in horrible conditions, like actually living in habitats and apartments and just wastelands. You know what I'm saying? It was so bad. And people just glorify it on TV, but no dramatization can match that because you have to literally had seen it in your own eyes. Like this was like that everywhere. Even though this show is based in South Central Los Angeles, like this happened everywhere. And the worst part about that was people were getting killed. And and I just really hate that we glorify these type of shows. I understand it because that's the only type of show that they would allow us to have on TV in this era. Because back in the days, we had the Cosby Show. We had A Different World. We had all these different shows that display black excellence. But nowadays, it's all about the drugs. It's all about the murder. It's all about the killing. And I understand it. I get it. But we just so glorify in these type of images, and we have to understand something, that this happened for real, even though like it's based on true events, but these are based off true events. And Franklin was just a, an example. He was a cautionary tale. You know what I'm saying? If you really sit back and think about it, like his demise was by his own doing. And now he's like the crackhead, he's the drunk, he's the alcoholic that we see every day, depending on where we live, which demographic we live at. If we live in the hood and this and that, he's the alcoholic that you see every day telling his old stories or sharing or narrating his past, and nobody takes him seriously because, like, nigga, you a bum, nigga, you a drunk, man. You ain't had millions of dollars, you ain't had cars, you ain't had that type of wealth. You know what I'm saying? So now he's cursed because he messed over everybody that he came across with. And everybody can say all day that he put people on, but at what expense? Because he lost his entire family. He lost his first child, his firstborn child. He would never get the opportunity to raise his firstborn son. You know what I'm saying? He knows he has a son. He said it, but right now it's like he's cursed. The damage has been done. And his decision was a domino effect. But one thing I would say, that he was smart. He could have been anything he wanted to be. But it's just that people glorify the wrong things. Like if he would have just went to college, like he was going to in the first episode, because he wanted to go to college. He wanted to do something with his life. If he would have put that same type of ambition into the right things, there's no telling where he would could have been and where he could have went. You know what I'm saying? He could have had those millions of dollars just by working hard. And that's the thing that people don't understand. Is like people want easy money. People want the fast life. People think because of those type of imagery that we have seen countless and countless of times, like you can get there. Yes, you can get there, but you won't keep it, you know? And that type of message is being spread to not only the older niggas, but the new niggas that's coming up, the younger generation. Because the younger generation gonna be like, hey, I don't have to go to school. I don't have to apply myself. I can just get on the street. I can just join a gang. I can just sell drugs and get it like that. I don't have to work hard. I don't have to make sacrifices. I don't have to pay my dues. But you got to pay dues. No matter where you go, you got to start somewhere. Every level in life, the good way or the bad way, but you still got to put in an effort. You still got to climb up the ladder. You know what I'm saying? You can't just expect things to happen for you overnight. It don't work like that in anything you do, especially like in that type of game. And he just really just showed his true colors, because this whole time it was really about him. It was really about his ambition. It was really about his drive, his goals. But he needed help. You know what I'm saying? He needed a team. You feel me? And when you sit back and really think about it, he was the master manipulator, because he didn't care about the lives he was affecting with his decisions. And Louis, I'm gonna talk about her too, because I feel like Louis should have been killed in season 3 when she got shot the first time. You know what I'm saying? But Louis really was person that destroyed everything from within inside. Because there's always going to be someone closest to you if you're not careful. His first mistake was trusting people, trusting the people close to him. Those are the people that you got to watch, you know what I'm saying? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer. You got to watch the people that's close to you. Louis was the one that really started it all because she got greedy. She wanted to go behind his back, wanted to go to Teddy, who's that CIA agent, you know what I'm saying? And Teddy was a snake from jump. You know, Teddy used to really like bitch Franklin in the first couple seasons. If you really sit back and paid attention to it, he used to bitch Franklin a lot. But Franklin pretty much, you know, grew some balls. His balls dropped and he started to stand up for himself and shit. So, Franklin started at 19 years old. He was 19 and I guess like now he's 25 or 27 or whatever. But this show been out for a minute, so he pretty much grew from a cub to a lion basically. But he think he was a lion, but he still was a cub because he didn't know the rules. He thought because he was smart that the rules didn't apply to him, but the rules apply to everybody because you got to have rules. You got to have some structure. You got to have some discipline. And he was just moving too fast. He wanted it too fast, and it just got to the point where money became the main thing. You know what I'm saying? His success, because he really wasn't thinking about his family anymore, like he was in season five. Because season five, he really was trying to get out. He really was trying to go legit, but he just had too many people in his ear telling him like, look, you don't need to go. You know what I'm saying? We making so much money. Why are you trying to go legit? And he's just like, look, I can't do this forever and stuff like that. So he was talking good until Teddy stole his money. So when Teddy stole his money, that's when he became a madman. Because money shouldn't make you cold or make you evil like that. Because it comes and it goes. But a real hustler would have got it all back. But it got to the point where he was just begging. Like he was willing to put everybody's life in danger to get what he wanted. Because you hear the words me, I, my the whole time in season six. You know what I'm saying? It's all about him. But he making it seem like, okay, um, I don't have no agenda and stuff like that, but I just want my money. But the money was going to get him in trouble anyway, because even though him and Jerome became rivals and this and that, Jerome sat down and had a conversation with him. Pretty much gave him like a warning, told him what his future lie once he continued to go down his path. Like Jerome older, you know what I'm saying? There's no telling how many people he saw self-destruct or became junkies and became alcoholics and stuff like that, or went to jail. So he was trying to tell him because he felt like he failed as a father figure to him. And he was really trying to, you know, give him some game, tell him like, look, man, I really want this to stop. We family, you know what I'm saying? But you won't listen. You think you know everything. You know how it was back when we was in our 20s. We thought we knew everything. We thought we didn't want to listen. We thought we knew the rules or nobody can touch me. But it just crazy because like, Franklin been shot. Franklin been in jail. So he think because of the fact that he had those two incidents happen to him that he was smart, that he could handle what was next, but he had no idea that it can get worse. He always felt like he had the control factor in all of this, but he didn't. And people talking about, oh, everybody betrayed him and this and that. I'm like, what you expect? I mean, when you sit back and think about it, in these streets, man, you gotta watch your back, man. You better watch the people who watching your back. Ain't nobody solid. Ain't nobody gonna be there for you. We seen all these hood movies, man. All these hood movies. We see a person get killed, and who's the number one suspect? Is usually their best friend, or their brother, their sister, or mama, daddy. You know what I'm saying? It's always somebody close to you that bring you down. So you better be wise to the game. You know what I'm saying? You better understand like family ain't shit, man. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that everybody family like that, but most cases family ain't shit. Family would bring you down before your enemies, before your ops. They know everything about you, you know? So, but what I liked about all of this was the narcissist got his karma back. And when I say he's a narcissist, it proved um during the phone booth when he was getting hit, when Teddy and stuff like that, he was giving him um chances and stuff like that to give him his money. So as soon as he was about to get his money, his mama made a sacrifice, and she sacrificed her life, her freedom for his, because she literally took the fall. You heard it in the court. Um, she said pretty much she didn't have to say anything. It was more like it was her operation and stuff like that. That's why that one cop came at Franklin like she ain't in this alone. And he was just in disgust because he was like, you go let your mama take the fall for you? Like she ain't capable of doing all this. Like she protecting you. So that cop knew what was going on, but Franklin still ungrateful ass going on to the county jail trying to get his mama to sign the house away that he bought for her so he can get the cash for it. And sometimes silence speaks volumes because you could see like she didn't even acknowledge him. She's just like, after everything I've done, you still don't get it because you so drunk with power. You so drunk off your own inhibitions to the point that you don't even see that I gave up my life and I could be in here for life. I can die here while you out here. You know what I'm saying? You outside. And no matter what, man, I would have never disrespected my mama like that. My mama is my heart. You know what I'm saying? And just the fact like he called his mama a bitch and like you ruined my fucking life and this and that, but you chose this life, you know? And I feel like she also enabled him too. She was an enabler, And it came to the point that she couldn't protect him anymore. And that's when she really saw him for who he was because, that's her only son. And she was just trying to protect her son, her baby, her child. But she realized, like, look, there's only so much I can do for you. But to the point or to the time, I can't keep bailing you out. You're going to have to deal with this on your own. You got to face the music. And he got upset. You know what I'm saying? His true colors came out because it came to the point of I can't well, I can help you get out of here to the point of mama, you ain't never getting out of here. So that was really all about him. But Louie out here free, you know what I'm saying? Well, she had to run for the rest of her life. I don't tell her how long she got to run, but that really broke my heart when Jerome got killed because Jerome was just a follower, you know what I'm saying? Until the guilt got to him because he really regretted just being a part of this operation, just with wanting to die. And when you get to the point that when you want to die, when you begging for Franklin to take you out at the diner, that would always be my favorite scene of the season was when they was at the diner, and even though Franklin was telling the truth about Louis, you know what I'm saying? He just pow pow, you know? That was funny. But at the same time, you could just see the toxicity in the family. I just think like the drugs really revealed everything and told the truth. I just think a lot of people was um wearing a mask the whole time. Everybody was happy and this and that, but the drugs really revealed how corrupt and how unhealthy everyone's relationship was amongst each other. But money really reveals a person's true character. And it's just crazy, like when you going through things like that, you really see who's really for you. In most cases, the people that's really down for you or the people that's gonna show up is the people that you disrespect, the people that you humiliate. Because he humiliated a whole lot of people, especially Leon. Leon was like the realest nigga on his team this whole time. He tried to kill Leon and everything. And it's crazy because, just the history that these two had amongst each other because they've been best friends since they was kids. They pretty much was raised like brothers, and he still was there for him throughout his fall. You know what I'm saying? Came back to see him. And it's crazy because like these kids, that's coming up, the game bangers and stuff was like, oh, you want to call that living? He's in there and stuff. And they don't even know who he is. So that's the curse that I'm talking about. Is that you did all that to be a urban myth or urban legend, but no one even know what you done. And that's crazy. And that's reality because we thinking that we can do um G shit and do hood shit to the point that we will be remembered throughout history. No, you won't. And just the fact that he was um really defeated, like to the point that he couldn't even keep lights on in that month. And it's crazy, you gotta have candles on in the daytime. You didn't have no water, no electricity. Like he just in there just wasting away. And y'all notice that um he didn't even ask Leon to go to the store with him. He just was like, "Where you taking me?" He like, "Man, come on, man." You know what I'm saying? Like he really did that OG shit, you know what I'm saying? And actually lured them to the store. Like, "Hey, you got $20?" And he went back to the same store that he worked at the first episode, the first season. And you saw John Singleton over there. They paid homage to John Singleton, Boys in the Hood and stuff. And that was cool. I just love the fact that a person who did nothing but wrong, like no matter what you do, like it's pros and cons, it's rules. Like just because um you do so much good doesn't mean that you get off the hook for your sins, if that makes sense. Like you can't just do bad and not expect nothing to happen to you. Like this man killed people, and robbed people and sold drugs. And like I said, I'm not a hater, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to make it seem like an after school special, but this is the truth, you know? And this is where a lot of people end up, or dead or in jail. But this is the underrated truth, is that you may end up a bum, you may end up an alcoholic, or you may end up a joke. And I think a lot of people saw themselves in Leon, not Leon, but Franklin. They saw themselves in Franklin, and it scared the hell out of them because a lot of people around here think that you can't fall. No matter how much money you got, no matter how many clothes or resources or how your name is in the street, like you can be Franklin if you don't get your shit together, if you don't change your ways, if you don't repent, if you don't ask God for forgiveness, this can be you. And I'm glad that they showed that because people need to see that you're not untouchable. You can get touched too. Not physically, but life can humble you. You could see that that nigga was happy when he got that $20. He really asked for $10, but when Leon gave him that $20, that nigga was happy. But those first 5 seasons or the first 4 seasons or whatever, man, he didn't give a fuck about that $20. That $20 was like, man, you trying to insult me, you know? But when he got that $20 brought him back into reality. It humbled him. Because when you lose everything, the little things is what really matters. And that's why he said, I'm free. But the little did he know was that his mama made it possible for him to be free. And also him dropping off that FBI agent too, or whatever agent, DEA agent or something in that remote area. But it's just a whole lot of people, man, just doesn't really understand. Like everybody doesn't have a happy ending. Just because you mad at the result doesn't take away that it's the truth. And yeah, bro, you're right. It wasn't a happy ending. It was a real ending. Hell yeah, real ending. Shit, like people just need to understand. Like everybody isn't going to ride off into the sunset. Y'all want fairy tales. Everything is in the fairy tale, especially these type of stories. We used to watch American Gangster. You know what I'm saying? And some of the gangsters made it. You know, got out and did some good in the community. Some gangsters doing life in prison forever. And we watching these TV shows about their life, but people are influenced by non-fictional stuff. Because at the end of the day, I believe like no drug dealer goes without malice. You know what I'm saying? Every drug dealer who or gang member that did horrible things, they have nightmares or they have regrets, wishing that they could have done things differently. Because now it's like, okay, was the money worth it for you to be locked up for 60, 70, 80 years? Or was the money worth it to lose your family? Or was the money worth it to not watch your kids grow up or your grandkids grow up? And that's real. You know what I'm saying? Just imagine if you would have put all that into having a job or having a career. You could have had those things. You could have won a lottery. You could have won a scratch off lottery ticket for 10, $20 million or something. But you never know because you didn't even put it in the effort. You didn't try. But a whole lot of people shit on people that's working a job or that's just a law abiding citizen. But it doesn't matter. Like, I can admit, I can enjoy the fact that I didn't make dumb decisions. I wasn't no street nigga like that. I can say that with grace. I can say that with proud. I'm proud to be a working man, a 9 to 5 nigga. I ain't. gotta front. You know what I'm saying? I make decent money for somebody who without children. You know what I'm saying? I'm making good money compared to where I started. My first job, I was working like at Burger King, $7.25 an hour. Now I'm Covenant, I get a good cook's pay. But other than that, I ain't rich. I ain't got it like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm making it on my own because I have made good decisions. I got letters of recommendations. I got a trade. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got a front. You know what I'm saying? I grew up on the south side of Saginaw, and I lived on Fulton. I lived on Bismarck. I lived on motherfucking Perkins. I lived pretty much everywhere in the city of Saginaw, but I never try to be no street dude. I ain't try to be something that I'm not. Because at the end of the day, ain't nobody going to bring you back if you get killed or you die. And it ain't nothing like that. People believe what they fucking see or they watch, and it don't work like that. You know what I'm saying? This is reality. This is real life. A lot of people haven't seen no one been shot before or get shot before. That is not like it is on TV. It's a real different scenario. And they can try to recreate it, but until you see the real thing, it ain't nothing like it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing worth looking over your shoulder, having ops and fighting and doing all this crazy shit when you have a choice to go to school or to work and get a career, get a job, take care of your family, you know, live live in your own house, enjoy the fruits of your labor. Rich is what you make out of it. I learned that money can't bring your loved ones back who died or who dead. No, money can replace the unhappiness that you have inside. Money is just a piece of paper. It's best to know your health and your mental state. That's what makes you wealthy. It's not money. Your health and your mental state is what makes you wealthy at the end of the day. But you saw that Franklin chose the money over his mother, over his family, over his friends. And those same friends, stole from him. His baby mama stole from him. Peaches stole from him. Louis stole from him. But Jerome was just caught in the middle. Jerome was just a yes man until he realized, like, look, I gotta say something before shit get crazy. And his uncle's wisdom, and I'm telling how many years they are apart from each other. But if that couldn't save Franklin, I knew that it was over. I knew that it was all in smoke after that. But yeah, but overall, yes, this was a great show. I had a great time watching this show. It was some nice character development. It was really just reality. It was really shot well. Rest in peace, John Singleton. And what you can take from Snowfall is what can happen to you if you don't make wise decisions. Just like AZ said, if I would have known what was going to happen to me, I would have stayed at the cleaners. And I bet Franklin would have stayed at the liquor store. But it's a trap, man. You got to really watch what kind of imagery that you take and that you watch and that you allow to control over your life because that's not life. Life is what you make out of it, and it's just enjoying the opportunities that you have a chance to be anything that you want to be. But yeah, that's my episode of Snowfall. That's my thoughts. But it just, hopefully, I did my best. But I've been thinking about this all day, and I just wanted to just share my thoughts about it. But yeah, if you haven't watched it yet, watch it. You know, it's a good 6 seasons, so you have a lot of time to binge watch. So just understand, what I'm saying, like this was life changing. This really was like the hardest wake up call of this year. Because everybody talking about they mad at the writers and this and that. No, the writers were the real niggas. Because who's gonna believe that? Like he's go with his life without being punished. Because he did a lot of shit to be punished for. So now his karma is knowing that, damn, I did all this for nothing. Like he was literally like 8 years into this shit. So that's what the show says. It's been like 8 years. But out of those 8 years, ain't no telling where he would have been if he would have applied himself. The same effort he did with the drugs and murdering people and robbing people and doing all this mischief. And no telling where he would have been if he would have just stayed straight. But like, comment, subscribe to the channel, people. Please support me. Like I love you. Love me, because I'm just a black man trying to get a nut, what I'm saying? Trying to get my money, what I'm saying? Trying to be somebody in life, but the right way. But yeah, if you want to donate to the Cash App, $ the 1804 show. And stay tuned for tomorrow. I have my special friend coming back, Miss Neek. So just keep it locked. And until next time, have a good night. Peace.